Good day, everybody. Jewel here with J7409 weather. Today, of course, Wednesday, the 23rd of September, 2020. Well, my goodness gracious. This poor guy's in the Houston area that flooded from Beta. Bless his heart. You can see it's up to his mailbox here. He's out in his little boat. It reminds me of me so much. I know the feeling, bud. I'm so sorry you guys got this again. You would think that people would not try to drive through this, but still, they do. Now, if I saw that much water when I was coming off of a ramp or any kind of roadway, I wouldn't go through it. How about you? This one's almost totally submerged. Can you believe that? Look at that, folks. Why in the world do people drive through it? But they did, not only during the nighttime hours, but during the day while the flooding was going on. I could show you picture after picture after picture, but I'm not. But folks, you should know by now, tropical storms can bring just as much flooding as hurricanes, especially with slow movers like Beta. I hope everyone is safe this morning that was out and had problems. This line grew all the way back before yesterday was over, where people were trying to drive through the water. I just don't get it. Now, as we check out the weather headlines for today, this, of course, is the NDFD map. We'll just let it loop through a little bit here. Post-tropical cyclone Beta is looking like to spread heavy rain across the lower Mississippi Valley toward the southern Appalachian for the next couple of days. We got a large low-pressure system. That's going to bring moderate to heavy rain into the Pacific Northwest for the next few days, and warmer weather over the northern Central Plains, but cool across the South and the Pacific West. Taking a look at the satellite dish this morning. This is over at Tropical Tidbits. You can find it anywhere, though. But I wanted to say thank you, Levi, for sharing this with us. As we look at it, we can see here are rain showers moving up from Beta, right? All right, here's Beta. Here is Teddy. Teddy earlier today went through up and over in the Nova Scotia area. This little system that was down around this area, we've been watching around Florida, it's gone, folks. Nothing there. And this is the remnants of Paulette. Now, as I turn this on, you'll be able to see as these systems are moving through, we do have cool and stable air that is associated with a large high-pressure system that's continuing to feed into the deep south, where Tropical Depression Beta has been declared now this morning extratropical. Now, as this center continues to track slowly east-northeast, just inland from the upper Texas coast, the upper level winds have been carrying and organizing the moisture from Beta further inland. So that means areas of moderate to heavy rain are now extending from eastern Texas to the lower Mississippi Valley as the day progresses. Now, a swath of heavy rain associated with post-tropical cyclone Beta will continue to spread across the interior deep south toward the southern Appalachians during the next couple of days, where we could pick up maybe 1 or 2 inches of rain from it. And it's going to stretch all the way across this area into Virginia and in eastern North Carolina. Probably by this weekend on the coastal sections, we will be receiving rain. Teddy, Teddy, Teddy. My goodness gracious. This Teddy was a large and powerful hurricane. As of this morning, it's extratropical. And earlier today, it did go through Nova Scotia. Now, strong gusty winds and dangerous surf associated with Teddy over New England. It's going to gradually subside later today as the storm moves rapidly across the Canadian Maritimes. It's not going to take a long time. It's just going to move on through. And I have had high water myself for days from Teddy. And everybody who lived in the coastal areas up and down the eastern seaboard at some point has experienced some very, very high tides and flooding rain, if you live close to a river or anything like that, not the rain, but the push of the wind, I should say, has just brought these levels up in all the rivers and creeks all along up and down the eastern seaboard from Teddy. But Teddy should be out of our hair. Looking like the tropics is going to take a small break, maybe for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but it's not over. We got to go through November, and I do think in October at some point something else will brew up. But here is what was this system that we were watching that could have gone back up in the Gulf of Florida. It's dissipated, folks. It's nothing. Remnants of Paulette right here. Well, Paulette's just going to be a depression area. It looked like at one time it was going to go over to Portugal and the Spain area, but I don't think so now. It's going to come down this way, but it's not going to be anything at all. It is just a depression, and for the island areas, what you do get out of any of this is it should just be rain. Nothing that you can't handle. As we look at the NAM map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits, this will take us through the next 3 days of what should be going on across the lower 48. You can see right now the remnants of Teddy still is going to be moving across. We might have a little severe weather up along the coastal sections of Washington today. I'll show you about that. Also Minnesota, Wisconsin, and then also down in these areas. Let's turn this on, let it roll. Here we go. It's looking like we do have a large low pressure system in the Northeast Pacific, and it's looking like it's going to bring an extended period of moderate to heavy rain into the Pacific Northwest. Now, the first batch of rain is moving on shore earlier today, and it's looking like tomorrow wet snow's possible for higher elevations into Friday morning. Can you believe that, folks? Tomorrow evening, night, maybe in Friday morning, a little bit of higher elevation snow. Now, cool afternoon temperatures are expected across the region due to the clouds and the precipitation, the associated upper level trough. That's what's going to help develop a new low pressure system over the Canadian Rockies Thursday. Now, temperatures will warm up over the front range and the high plains ahead of an associated warm front. And some places may see record high temperatures Thursday and Friday afternoon, with temperatures forecast to reach the lower 90s at the warmest locations. The upper Midwest, well, you guys should see an increasing chance of thunderstorms tonight into tomorrow near a frontal boundary. That's what's causing it. Meanwhile, the fire risk, my goodness, is still elevated across the northern Rockies to the Great Basin as a strong surface of wind gust and dry conditions are going to sweep ahead of a cold front, and this fire risk will be elevated for Thursday. My heart goes out to those folks too and all of those fires. What a year 2020 has been. Now, as we take a look at the categorical outlook for some severe weather, as I was speaking of earlier, here we go right here. We have a, let's start right here where it's marginal, right in this marginal area, right in here. We do have a few strong to severe storms that are possible later this evening from northern Minnesota into Wisconsin. These storms can have hail and gusty winds, and when we move down south, we got a chance of a tornado. It can't be ruled out over parts of Louisiana and southwest Mississippi, and this is all from the remnants of Beta. As we move over to Washington State along the coastal areas of Washington State, we got a few strong storms that may happen and occur this evening and overnight. Now, most of these storms could have some downdraft winds. Not a big chance of hail, but you could have some very, very heavy thunder shower activity and possibly some thunder and lightning along with it. So please be aware of this if you're out and about. And that's a check of your weather today with myself, Jewel, for J7409 Weather. Thank you so much for clicking play and checking out the weather with me today. Looking like we're going to get a small, brief relief from the tropics for about a week, maybe a week and a half or two. But we still have 2 months to go through. So enjoy the break while we have it. Everybody, if you're into the weather and you haven't subscribed, I would like to ask you to please do so. Click subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you check off all to receive my weather videos. I would appreciate it very, very, very much. Everyone, have a good day, a safe day, and a blessed day. Peace, love, and kindness to each and every one of you. I thank you for everything you do for me, and thank you so much for watching.